What's up, guys? I want to do a quick video this morning. So the crypto markets are pumping. Stock market's a little bit down. It looked like Microsoft and Google earnings came back kind of weak. Just chilling here. Want to do an early video with the crypto markets. I would say just looks like it was a short squeeze. And if you've seen some of these videos from these Chinese traders or just whales in general, they're really able to manipulate the price and pump it real quick if they feel like a lot of short positions are going to get blown out and liquidated. So we're going to have various ones of that. I think that the same thing just kind of plays true of what we've been saying before. It's going to be very hard for these markets to kind of recover past what's going on. If you see what's going on in the world, we have, right now only about 25 days of diesel reserves in the United States. The energy crisis is only going to get worse, mainly because we did it to ourselves. We obviously have the resources to be completely independent of really any other nation, or at least North America, but we're not. So about 25 days of diesel supplies, and again, in Europe, I'm seeing reports of a lot of people searching for firewood and everything because they can't heat their homes. As it gets colder into the winter, it's become more and more of an issue, and more of a topic. So another thing I wanted to kind of report on, if you've seen, and it's more kind of civil liberties type of a thing that we're seeing, but this obviously goes along with cryptocurrencies, is that in New York, it looks like a judge ruled that basically a lot of the people that were unvaccinated from public service, they're going to get to go back to work, they're going to get their job back, and they're going to get all this back pay, which is a huge win actually, and that happened in New York, which typically is a blue state. So that is a big deal. And like I've reported here before, in California, they're still pushing this BS. Like, there's literally situations where you can't work at school districts, you can't do after school programs, all this kind of stuff, and they're still pushing this BS. If you saw the latest video, and I posted on Instagram actually, Katy Perry kind of glitched out with one of these neurological issues where she was having a hard time and her one eye kept closing. And we saw this with Justin Bieber as well, and we've seen it with several other people. You have to think, it's very odd, all these young people, otherwise healthy, having all these neurological issues, all these heart issues, so on and so forth. So a lot of the people that claim this whole thing of, I trust the science, this and that, well, there's a lot of evidence saying that a lot of people are getting injured by the vaccine and the boosters and stuff like that. So that being said, it's very strange to be in a state where you're a second-class citizen for not buying into the scam, not going ahead. And obviously, at first, people didn't know kind of what was going on. We didn't know what to think about this whole thing. And then as time went on, and obviously once the vaccines rolled out, there was a lot of question marks, and they just kept pushing it. A lot of people forgot that. Pulte Pepper actually made a video here recently that was kind of talking about some of this as well, that don't forget that we used to go into Walmarts and they had everything caution taped off, and you couldn't buy garden tools, you couldn't buy seeds to plant a garden because that was non-essential. So I want to shout out Pulte Pepper that he mentioned this in his video. Don't ever forget that. That really wasn't that long ago. That was pretty much, it was 2020. This stuff is still going on. They're still going this, and it's hard for me to take a shot at the street level down there. This is San Diego, so it's not quite the same as it is maybe in LA or San Francisco, but there are a lot of people that are still wearing a 3-cent mask that would never stop a virus. You wouldn't paint a car, you wouldn't paint a house, you wouldn't be blowing paint or something with some 3-cent little surgical mask on. So I don't know why these people think that it would stop a virus. I'm not really sure. You would be able to just smell a fart through it. I just don't understand logically where people are at, but that's a good indicator of kind of the sheeple nature kind of a lot of people. They're just followers, and they just kind of keep buying this stuff, and they don't want to admit when the situation didn't play out what they were being told. And then it's just like, then they fall into the next lie. So that being said, I think that we're going to have rough waters ahead, which I've said before. And there's some reports Pulte Homes has walked away from some land deals, some other contracts and stuff. So you have a lot of these home builders that they're currently building houses, and they sort of maybe are finishing up, just finished kind of thing, and these things are for sale and they're unspoken for. There's a lot of that inventory out there we have not seen yet. And what ends up happening, I've said this before, is as economic times get worse, more and more people move back in with friends or family. And so you have a large portion of people doing kind of room shares and grouping up, and then you'll get the vacancies. Obviously, a lot of these foreclosures will come through, a lot of these lease abandonments, or just basically breaking of the lease, or just not renewing leases and stuff. And then when you get these huge vacancies and everything, a lot of the big players start to get in more and more and more trouble. To swing it back to cryptocurrency related news, this is one thing that was brought up actually in regards to FTX. I think the FTX is actually going to kind of get themselves into trouble trying to like scoop up these other companies, whether it be Voyager or Celsius or these other companies that ran into issues and over levered themselves. I think that they themselves don't realize how bad the bear market could get, and how as the volumes dry up and maybe the cost of money becomes higher and higher, that they're not able to perpetuate what they're doing, and some of the deals that they have like signed for partnerships with sports arenas and other kind of advertisement related stuff. So I think that they could run themselves into trouble. So I'll definitely be weary of keeping funds on any of these exchanges, even if it seems like it's safe. I know I typically like Kraken. I don't think that Gemini would go down, and ultimately I think that Coinbase would probably be safe, but you just really don't know. So don't take a chance with any of these exchanges. Don't keep large amounts of money on them, and not your keys, not your crypto. And that goes the same for the banks. A lot of these banks are going to get in trouble during this economic crisis, and you don't want to have large sums of money. People are going to say, oh, it's insured. Well, the insurance only works until it doesn't. So you don't want to be mired in this whole thing. Look what happened, and not saying that it would take this long if your money got caught up in a bank, but look how long it took for people to get their money from Mt. Gox that collapsed in 2014. They still haven't gotten it. So all this time later, you don't want that to happen like with the banking situation. So that being said, guys, we are having a pump, but I just think it's nothing more than just quick manipulation. It'll probably do a Bart Simpson head and just head right back down, and then we'll be right back in the same position, which with a little more bleed off from probably a lot of the altcoins. So we will see, but what are you guys seeing out there? I think that the COVID related stuff, the vaccine related stuff is a good step in the right direction, because a lot of these people, I had friends that lost their job because they didn't get the vaccine. They didn't feel comfortable with it. And if you notice the hypocritical nature of all this, a lot of the people that were pushing this vaccine, oh, you need to do it to protect everybody, this makes sense that they're forcing everybody. There's the same people that'll cheerlead this whole my body, my choice. It's a little hypocritical. Obviously aggravates me, because why would somebody be telling me about health? You guys can follow me on Instagram. There's a little bit more health and fitness related stuff, but in general terms, outside of my bicep injury here that I'm recovering from, I can lift over my body weight 10 different ways. So why is someone who's out of shape and doesn't understand my body, why are they trying to tell me what I need, based on nothing, based on some kind of experimental thing? So being said, guys, I want you guys to have a good day. I'm trying to get this day started out a little bit earlier. Already got my workout in. Give you guys a scoop of this skyline, hopefully over there close to Petco Park. So anyway, guys, please like this video. That is free. Subscribe to this YouTube channel, and follow me on all social media at Brian Fogels, YouTube, Instagram, Steam, Twitter, Hive, DTube. See you guys later.